getting a little more used to doing these live streams off of my phone. It's very confusing at times, but I think I got it. Gonna just wait a few minutes before I get way into it to see if anybody else comes on to the chat. I know it's only 6 o'clock here. I debated waiting another hour and doing it 7. My energy level, though, I am so burnt out, tired. And so I don't want to let it get to that point where I'm just completely drained. I do have a lot to share. And I just feel like, I'm a router. Like there's a lot of information coming through. Oh, I think I lost you. Anyway, I'm going to keep talking. A lot of information coming through, and I'm just like, it's all waving through. And it's a good thing I did take some notes because actually, and the notebook that I took my astrology notes on, ironically, and nothing's ironic, I have some other really juicy, beautiful things that I have talked about in other videos, and I have written about on my website also, but these are ancient teachings. Hi, Martin. These are ancient teachings that really paved the way for me when I first began my spiritual awakening journey. And I do know that there are many that are beginning their spiritual awakening journey now. And I want to be able to offer some support and understanding, and that you're not alone. It's can feel very overwhelming as everything that you once knew is suddenly not the way that you thought it was. So good. We've got Dustin, we have Martin. It looked like we had somebody else on there. Now, I don't know. We do have a lot of solar weather still going on, a lot of interesting things happening through the internet recently. My sister last night, and as I said, the Schumann resonance just sent me a notification, so confirming there's a lot of waves going on in the energy stream right now. My sister last night sent me a picture of something in the sky. She's like, "What is this? I see this." It was the Starlink, if you guys are familiar with Elon Musk's the satellites, and so we can now see that going on. There's just a lot of stuff, and I have been feeling like, like a router, like the internet, like all this stuff is streaming through, and whoo, it's a lot. It's a lot. How are you guys doing? I know I have a little bit of a delay on my end when I see the chat, so feel free to chime in. How's it going? Martin says, how's it, Dustin? I did take a peek. There's Dustin. Feeling the love. All 9 dogs' bellies are full. I ate. We're all resting. I'm grateful for your kindness. I am very grateful for Paige and the space she's created. I love you all very much. Oh, and we all love you. There's nothing but love here. Because it is interesting times that we are living in, for sure. So what I wanted to start talking about, and it depends on where you are in the world. For some, the sun in Libra, the equinox, will be happening tonight. But for where I live, tomorrow is where it is, where we're going to have that exact mark. You got to make the change if you want to be the change. That's right. That's right. Absolutely. There's a big reason why I named the channel and my business Be the Change. It was embedded in me from day one. And I even wore a bracelet around for about 4 or 5 years that said that and never took it off. I think I eventually took it off because it started bruising me. But yeah, so we're at that halfway mark. Sun in Libra, the equinox, halfway through the zodiac. Can you believe it? This year just flew by like crazy fast. We're at that tipping point energetically and in our lives. So there's a lot of interesting things that are going to be going down or are already going down through the cosmos here on Earth. And I'll talk about this weekend, first of all. Well, a funny thing about, I just saw that the moon was in Capricorn, right? And for me, the moon is also in this first quarter phase, which is an initiation, a beginning phase, a beginning of something new. Now you wear the t-shirt. Yeah, my t-shirt today says, do more of what makes you happy. I have all kinds, all kinds of t-shirts. But yes, I do wear the t-shirt, that's for sure. So the moon in Capricorn, for me and for many of us, maybe you might be finding yourself going back and kind of cleaning up or clearing up some things that maybe you raced through too fast, or you weren't 100% sure what you were doing, but it all kind of came together. And now there's like little glitches. And speaking of glitches, before I go into my example, we will be seeing glitches in the matrix. Pay attention, be very present, probably by Sunday. Energetically, that is just a big message that came through. We will be seeing little glitches in the matrix, which is always interesting when that happens, as well as like when we have pops of deja vu and things like that. But with the moon in Capricorn, so on my website, I had somebody order a birth chart, and so I did the birth chart and I sent it to them. And I remember setting it up, and I know with technology, all of these new bells and whistles just keep popping up. And if I don't pay attention to them all, if you don't pay attention to exactly what's happening, you're going to find out the hard way. So anyway, it had her go into a Zoom meeting today that I wasn't aware of. My website did, and she's sitting there waiting like, this is interesting. I thought I just ordered a Zoom meeting, and I'm really, really happy she emailed me, because I'm like, I'm so sorry. That should not be that way. So I had to go back into my website and start kind of clear things up. And I remember something popping up, but it didn't make sense. And I overrid it. I would override, just keep going with your day, going too fast, and missed that was something that was going to be an option. Loads of synchros today. Yeah. Oh, definitely. And a lot of messages too. A lot of messengers that, depending on how you receive your messages, I've received them telepathically. I received them through my clairaudience, but I also received them through animals. Yes, slow down. Big message for the last couple of days. Big, huge message. Slow down. I had dreams, and I will talk about some of my dreams too. One of my dreams was that I was in this cold, everything turned cold, and snow and ice. And at first I was driving, I'm not even sure what, I was flying maybe, who knows. And there was these cars coming down this windy hill too fast. And I got off the road and packed all of the stuff that I was carrying and found an alternate way of getting home, away from the danger of these fast moving people in a very dangerous situation. It was icy and it was snowing. And so that's a big message of pay attention to what's going on outside of you, because people are moving too fast. They're not paying attention. There could be accidents, and there is another way. There's a safer way of traveling through your day, basically. And then I woke up. I don't know if you can see my cat. My cat is a very loving cat, but she's also one of my messengers of what's to come for the day or for the week. And I woke up and she's lying on my chest purring, and I'm petting her, and she's really purring, like, extra excitable purring, and I'm like, you're really happy. And then all of a sudden she turned around and nipped at my wrist, and I kind of pulled away, and then she lunged for me and grabbed onto my arm and bit me, drew blood. It hurt. And then she ran away, and I'm like, what the heck is that all about? And I'm laying there, and so I'm like, all right, guides, what's going on? This is definitely an indicator of something to pay attention to today. And then she comes back as I'm asking that and lays back down on me and curls up and falls asleep. And what I got was, and it ties right into the astrology. The message that I got was, this is for everybody. Those who may have shown love and affection towards you and then turned around and lashed out and bit you or stung you or like hurt you are going to go away, but they're going to come back and find comfort and fall asleep, find comfort with you again. So that's where we're at right now. This weekend we have a grand fire trine with Venus and Juno, along with who are in Leo, along with Chiron, who is in Aries. Now, Chiron in Aries is really going to be impacting a specific group of people. I always call it the Gen Xers. Anybody who was born between 1968 and 1977. So your age would be between 47 and 54. You have Chiron in Aries. This is important to pay attention to. Chiron in Aries people, we have been, for lack of a better word, Chiron is our deepest core wounds and our childhood wounds, but one of the difficulties that we face and have to overcome in this lifetime is we have been punished or shamed or blamed or persecuted for asserting ourselves. Whatever we find ourselves going for, which is our passion, our joy, our happiness, something has been in our way. And if you're like me, my Chiron is in my 7th house of relationships. It's usually a relationship that's like, bam, no, stop, do not go, but depending on where Chiron is in your chart, you will know where you've been stopped, either mentally, physically, emotionally, for going for what you really want, for asserting yourselves and trusting ourselves. So we're going to have a big bloom or regeneration, initiation, beginning again to try again. Try again. There is some support here. Yup, in the 10th house. Yeah, okay. It's not fun, is it? However, being aware of where we're challenged and where we get chances to try again, this is a good time to try again. So we have Venus and Juno and Leo in this grand fire trine with Chiron and Aries. And then we have Mars and Libra opposing it. Mars and Libra, who at the South Node, right, is really wants to take action, really wants to go for it, really wants to, no matter what, even if it's going to bring up challenges, even if it's going to bring up potential arguments or conflicts, this Mars energy, this passion, this fire inside of us is like, I'm going for it. So we have that in our favor. I have the chills right now. We have that in our favor right now. There could be, because Mars is linked up with the South Node, some fears that creep up. Fear of, confrontation, fear of losing ourselves into whatever has happened in the past, but don't let that, or fear of going backwards, don't let that stop you. So with Mars opposing this Venus, Juno, and Chiron energy, this is a 4-day activation that we are going to be experiencing through this weekend. And we're already in the beginning phases. We're at the first quarter moon phase. So we're in this initiation phase already here. This is bringing more opportunities to initiate deep conversations. Venus, our relationships. Juno, our intimate relationships. Bringing more opportunities to initiate deep conversations and connections on sensitive topics, revisiting past conflicts, and finding support, finding understanding, being understood, being supported in this. This is for those, now this support is for those who actually muster up the courage to actually initiate hard conversations. So, not everybody's going to have that courage to do that. Some people have been deeply, deeply wounded and scarred by their past experiences. But if you initiate the courage, muster up that courage to initiate these hard conversations, there's going to be a lot more energy moving you forward in a positive direction. On the other hand, a grand fire trine activated by Mars, things can get extreme. Things can get hot and heavy, and they can really move fast and furious. Mars energy. Taking that small flame and turning it into a raging fire within. So pay attention to that. If you are engaging in these difficult conversations, find out, what is it that I'm holding on to? What story am I holding on to? Do I need to be right? All of that. Could be the ninth. I could have a problem with authority. And if you're on the cusp, it could be a little bit of both, I don't know. Who doesn't have a problem with authority? I'm sure there are some. I'm definitely one to question authority myself. So yeah, ask yourself, what am I holding on to? What pain am I holding on to? What story am I holding on to? What belief am I holding on to? Because this is the energy that's driving this forward movement energy. Being open and honest and allowing everything that needs to surface and be worked through is the best approach with this energy. The good thing is that Mars is in Libra, which is more balanced, and it is also geared towards our relationships as well. So active listening is really important. A lot of times we're like listening, but we're not fully engaged in listening because we're also thinking, our minds are like, what am I going to say next? Or I want to get my thing out too. That's where you want to reel it back in. Be active in your listening, because you will hear so much more and pick up so much more in between, through it all, instead of being so focused on what the person's saying, but like also I have my side, I have what I want to say. That's where we don't want to be in that. We want to be active in our listening and not taking things personally. That's going to take you a long, long way. So it's that energy again. If anybody listens to K Pacha, from New Paradigm Astrology, I love him. He always has like a song and a theme that goes with the energy here. And one of his songs or themes was, should I stay or should I go? And I think that's brilliant. That's exactly how this energy is. Do you want to stay in what you've been in and your righteousness and your belief systems and all of that, or do you want to move forward? Do you want to allow this energy, this initiating energy, to move forward? We've been doing a lot of Virgo energy through Virgo season, right? Which is good. We've been paying more attention to ourself, our health, our habits, our lifestyles, and is your lifestyle, are your habits, are they supporting your truth and your authenticity and what direction your soul is wanting to go into? What else do we have here? So we have the North Node in Aries, which is in a conjunction with Chiron. We have the South Node moving through Libra, which is in a conjunction with Mars at this time. So we have an opposition there between Chiron and Mars. Chiron conjuncting the North Node in Aries is really showing us that it is time to heal from old wounds. It truly is. Because we continue, if we do not go deep and into healing all of these old wounds, we continue the story of being the victim, or poor me, or that person's bad, or that good and bad energy, black or white thinking, instead of allowing to expand and have all the colors of the rainbow come out and let life really show you all of the truth. There's three sides to a story. It's mine, it's yours, and then there's the truth. Allow the truth to actually be revealed fully. No matter what we've gone through. I've been humbled. And when we're deeply, deeply hurt, only our story and our perspective is what is like stuck inside. But we really want to work on healing a lot of these things. So take time to heal, confront fears on initiating, excuse me, and asserting ourselves and trusting ourselves, especially those of us with Chiron in Aries. Is beckoning me, all right. Can change generational trauma. Yes. Thank you for saying that. And I'm actually experiencing that right now. As well, it can also change your family trauma, ancestral trauma. I've done a lot of internal healing and work on myself, and it's a lot of work. It really is a lot of really knowing yourself and really honoring the journey, and understanding why every single thing has happened to or for you, really, in a much bigger, much more expansive way than just this happened to me and that's why I'm this way and all of that, but really letting, this is part of the spiritual awakening, really letting life show you, like, but you gain this awareness, you gain this insight. There are always a positive. Nothing is just negative. There are always positives that come along with things. So it's really important to see the positives in things that only seem negative. That's true healing. And to be grateful and that leads then to being grateful and thankful for having these really shitty experiences that we've had. Yes, they're shitty, they're painful, but life brings these things. We're an earth school to us for a much bigger purpose. So as I went through and started to heal, and there's a lot to heal, I am witnessing, families come apart, or they're not fully connecting or fully engaged the way that maybe we'd like them to. I'm witnessing, experiencing people in my family healing, us coming closer together, having a much bigger, expansive understanding of ourselves and our family dynamics and our journey here. A lot of work in solitude. Yes, it's important to do this work in solitude so you don't have all the chatter from anything or anyone outside of yourself. Really, it's very important. That's why we do have those periods of solitude, and why we have those, what I call the void, where no matter what you do, life is just like, nope, you've got to sit. It's like having that time out. Nope, you've got to sit there and work through this. Because otherwise we bring that story and that pain with us, and we create from that, and and then life is confirming to you, yeah, nothing's ever going to work out for you, because you're like, nothing ever works out for me. Okay, you want more of that? Nothing's going to work out for you, because that is the story that's going on inside of you. Okay, so Chiron opposing Mars. It's time to heal, confront our fears on initiating and asserting ourselves and trusting ourselves. Mars is ready to really go for it. So that's good. We're going to give ourselves a second chance here. Want to travel light. That's right. We do want to travel on this journey extra, extra light, not carrying any baggage. And that was another part of my dream was I was carrying all this stuff. Um, and I was cold. So some of the stuff I was carrying actually like it was somebody else's gloves and I put them on top of my gloves. But everything else, I'm like, why am I even carrying this person's stuff? It's not even mine. So I left it behind and kept going. Like it was such a profound dream. Um, I've been having a lot of them lately. We also have Mercury in a trine to Jupiter. So that's also very supportive for that thinking outside of the box, expanding our mindset, and really feeling things out, communicating. It's that anything is possible attitude. So that's a wonderful aspect to have as well. Let's see. I'm done with creating from pain. I'm currently on timeout and in the doghouse solo on purpose with purpose. I want to heal and become more whole. Love you all. The energies here are awesome. Aw. I don't know if you're in the dog house, but you definitely have a lot of dogs in your house. That's for sure. That's the other thing. If we think we're being punished by God or the universe, that is just not the right attitude to have. There is no, we're the ones that judge ourselves. There is no judgment in the cosmos, okay? We're our own worst enemy. We're the ones that actually create all of that, those emotions and energy. So that's another reason why it's really important to work on healing all of that. Ask yourself each day, like, why do I feel this? Why do I feel that? Let the energy guide you to where you first had that feeling. Most likely it's in childhood, and you can strip away one by one by one of every old belief, old emotion, old pain, feeling, sensation, all of those things. So what did I want to talk? I talked about my dream. Oh, I had a lot of weeds in my dream too, which was interesting. That's like for me is metaphorically is like going through the weeds of like what's left. Like, I got to clear a lot of this stuff out. Okay. Talking about let me just read what I wrote to myself here. I can't read my own handwriting. I'm committed to healing. Yeah, good. Yeah, this is a healing journey and Earth School. I just like to, it's like we're in school. We get recess sometimes, and sometimes we have some tests and final exams, and, metaphorically, of course. About the shadow, doing shadow work. This is really like a saying for acknowledging the aspects that we each and every one of us has that we're ashamed of, or that we want to deny and suppress and push away, or it's what we judge in others is actually within us as well, and we were like want to so deny it. That is the shadow. It is the part of us that we cannot always see, because a lot of times the shadow is behind you. Not always. The other day I was going on a hike, and I saw my shadow. It was right in front of me. I was waving to it. I didn't realize there was somebody behind me, but I was like, oh, my shadow is right in front of me. But this darkness that's within, if we don't really tap in and take a good look at that and understand it, acknowledge it, it can really consume us. And I've had these experiences. I reflect back on when I was in such denial of my own shit that it literally consumed me, and life begins to form its way around to really bring out that darkness or shadow so that we can see it even more, so that like life will bring us to very frustrating or experiences or really painful experiences to trigger this stuff out of us. Who do we become? Who do you become when you don't get your way, when your wishes don't come true? Who do you become? That is the shadow that we've got to like look at and see within ourselves, because otherwise it ends up consuming us and reality just gets darker, and that just confirms our story or belief that we're telling ourselves. So why is it so important to fully heal and release from old wounding, especially early childhood wounding? I think I covered this pretty much, because those old woundings and that old pain forms subconsciously very specific beliefs that we have about ourselves, that we have about life, that we have about, like life's not fair, or I'm not good enough, or nobody's likes me, and I'm too shy, or whatever it is. That is linked to something deeper. That is linked to something that needs to be healed. It's deep, deep within. Triggers are there for growth. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm at the point, and I never, like, you asked me this a couple years ago. I used to be so, I'm like, please don't trigger me anymore, because I had such a temper and a lot of anger inside, and I became very aware of this anger and rage within me, but I was afraid of it even. And this was a couple years ago, because I really like to just be this happy-go-lucky person. And life was like, you are, but guess what else you have? Bam! And it would send me stuff that like brought this anger and rage out in me. Mostly other people, but circumstances too, until I was like, I see it. Okay, I see it. And then working through all of that stuff really helped me thought, like, we have to love these parts of ourselves too. It's not that the shadow is going to go away. Every human being on this planet has lightness and darkness within. That is the duality. That is a law, a universal law. We have all of these aspects within ourselves. Things that people that trigger us, we have that in us. That is where I'm getting to, the 7 Unseen mirrors. If you really want to know yourself, walk through life. And if you really, 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 this helped me so much. Because if you see life the way I do, it is one gigantic cosmic mirror. And this is so ancient. This is ancient wisdom that has just reflected to me. It just like, it showed up on my doorstep one day, like, would you like some help, Paige, in understanding why, because I did notice people started to really bring out aspects in me, or have sayings that only I thought only I said. And then I'm like, all right, universe, what's going on here? And they're like, okay, well, you want to understand the mirrors now? So I'm going to just quickly read through the 7 Unseen mirrors. You can research it yourself, or you can even go on my website. I have a whole blog written about it. I've written a lot over the years of things that have come through. Not all of it is mine. Some of it is ancient wisdom, like I said, but it's very important. It was very important to me on my journey. It really helped me through a lot of hard places and tricky, sticky places that I couldn't fully see. But this is why everything happens for a reason. When we get stuff triggered in us, it shows us parts of ourselves, and it's not fun. It can be really painful, but the more you understand, the more you're aware of it. Like, I'm at the point in my life now, I'm like, go ahead, trigger me, please trigger me. I want to see what is still operating in me that can cause me some hiccups or bumps in the road. But even just last year, I had one very specific person in my life where, and I love this person dearly, but oh my God, you want to talk about triggers? And I would just be like on eggshells, like, I really don't want to engage with this person because all they do is trigger me. Until I finally was like, okay, I really want to have a lot of self-awareness, and I need these triggers. So it's just working through all of these things. I have a knack at triggering too, not intentionally. And that's the other thing with people, that very specific people in our life that trigger us. It feels like it's intentional. It feels like they're intentionally wanting to like cause us deep pain or anger or whatever. But honestly, I see it totally different now. I see it. It's how the universal algorithms work. It's how it's all set up. So I'm going to quickly read through the 7 Essene mirrors, and then we're going to pull some cards. So the 7 Essene mirrors. The Essenes were ancient, like before Christ even. I think Jesus was an Essene though. I mean, read about it. I'm pretty sure I read that, but I'm not 100% sure. So don't quote me on that. The first mirror is showing you the moment. It's reflecting what we're feeling in that present moment. So you may be in a situation, it could be good, like I'm feeling really happy, and all of a sudden like life around you is showing you all this happiness stuff. But if you're like in a really vulnerable or shitty mood, like there's going to be things, other people around you that are also reflecting that, reflecting what we are feeling in the present moment. And it's really important when you practice paying attention to the mirrors that you are very present. The second mirror is judged, reflecting what we judge. Something that we have an emotional charge with. These are wounds from the past that we have not forgotten or we have not forgiven. And very, very simply, it can be things that we all may even judge to one degree or another. If you want to take this universally, it all applies. You have that Mercury and Cappy. Reflecting what we judge, and this is definitely something that we have an emotional charge with. So the third mirror is something that reflecting something that has been lost, taken, or given away. This could be a person or some aspect of yourself out of survival or out of like hiding behind a false egoic mask. When we see what we love and desire in another, it's often something that we've lost within ourselves or lost ourselves. The fourth mirror is most forgotten love. This could be a way of life, or a lost, unfinished, unresolved relationship. This reveals patterns of compulsive, addictive behaviors in us that we see in others. So if you see someone having these compulsive, addictive behaviors, it is because they're deep within ourselves. We also possess that. The fifth mirror is the mother and the father. Mother-father wounds. Mother-father, the beliefs that have been passed down to us from our parents, perceptions, patterns of behavior, patterns of addiction, all of those things that have been passed down from mother-father. I don't even need to use a whole lot of words, all done with love. Yeah, well, I think I was saying this to somebody, and I know this to be a fact for me, that when we carry this high frequency of energy, energetically, we are really triggering people who are not dealing with their own wounds and pains, and they are in a dark place, or there's a lot of dark energy swirling within them. It brings that out. So we've got to just put on our brave face and understand that when we go out in the world, we're going to trigger some people, but it's actually for a good cause. Just be yourself. Try not to I keep hearing feed the animals. Don't feed their fury, but Yeah, just understand that. And over time, it gets easier to understand. The wisdom, the understanding definitely helps. The sixth mirror is our quest into darkness. We meet our greatest fears and our challenges through this mirror. And the seventh mirror is reflecting our self-perception, how others perceive and treat us according to how we perceive and treat ourselves. And that's a big one. That's a big one that I've had to come to terms with many times over, but it's so true. And it will show you, these seven mirrors will show us every single nook and cranny of every single wound that is in our subconscious that has been passed down to us. It is no joke. This is the key to freeing ourselves, to understanding what is still in our emotional, energetic, vibrational field that is the source of our creation. The subconscious is a big part of what we create our reality through. Unless you learn to face your own shadows, you will continue to see them in others, because the world outside of you is only a reflection of the world inside of you. So I'm going to leave the notes here. I could read through this notebook all day long. There's so many really good good things in here in all of my notebooks. But let's see what comes through in the cards. You lose people, but hopefully plant a seed in their memory. Oh, you certainly do. Certainly do. And, they're not really lost, so to speak. They're lost in what you're engaging with for a time. And maybe, including in our choice, it is also our choice. We have free will. We can choose not to re-engage ever. However, I've kept my field open to all. I'm not going to re-engage or reenact old crap, but I've had people come back from my past, and it's usually a beautiful thing to see both parties mature, heal, grow, evolve. And I've witnessed this more than enough times to know that this is happening throughout humanity. And it just lights my world up for sure. So let's get some messages for us all for this equinox energy. See what wants to come through for us all for this weekend. Boy, this incense is really, the smoke is coming my way. Interesting. So I have an incense stick, and now it came together. The smoke, it came out and it split, and it was going in two different directions, swirling in two different directions. And now it's one big swirl. I see that as like, and now it's two again. It keeps doing it. It's like two become one, two become one. So that could be a message for somebody. That's really warm. Yeah, it really is. I'm not one to give any kind of false hope. I just speak from my experience. That's all I can do is speak from my own experience. It really takes the hard work. The work is the healing and the self-understanding, the self-awareness. All right, what are the messages for collective messages for this equinox? High Priestess, Five of Emotions. So deep within, each and every one of us knows where we've grown cold and distant from our emotions. pinched off our true emotions, the ones that are hard to feel. And I feel like that's coming back online. Like there's an initiation here of I'm ready to actually go deeper. I'm ready to actually take a deeper look at these things that keep showing themselves to me anyway. It's stuff we already know is there. Hanged Muse. Gaining a new perspective. Okay. Chariot. There's that initiation. There's that energy of moving forward finally. Hello, Granny Paula. There's that energy of moving forward finally after really being in hermit mode for a while. The Virgo energy, you know, self-reflection and connection, deeper connection to self. There's finally some movement. And here we go with this Libra energy and the Mars energy. It's like, all right, I've gained a better awareness of what I've already deeply known within me about, you know, feelings that don't feel so good that I've just pushed down. And now, like, look, it's coming up and out. These cold, it's icy, but it's awareness. She's seeing them now. Dealing with them. Thank you. So that's gaining a whole new perspective on a situation, on yourself, on your life in general, and really allowing that personal freedom to trust that we can start something brand new, and that as long as we're not carrying that old baggage with us, this old pain with us, there's going to be some beautiful things. What's under the Hermit? 5 of Inspiration. Again, there's those mirrors. More self-awareness, self-understanding through the cosmic mirror. Temperance is saying being patient with yourself, being patient with the process of growth and evolution. Bringing more of a balance into life. Pushing away the darkness, allowing the light to shine through. Things aren't as bad as what we tell ourselves, these stories, right? It's just like, everything sucks, nothing's fair, never gonna get ahead. Not good enough, I don't have enough money, I'm not pretty enough, not smart enough, but damn it, I know I am, it's just not fair. It's like fighting with ourselves. I know that I actually am, but it's not showing on my outside world, but I definitely have it in me, but I can't seem to get ahead. Happy Equinox. Okay, let's get another message. Let's pull from the Witch's Tarot. But we really have to come to terms with ourselves first before we can even begin these hard conversations with others, with our relationships, that we really do need to have some hard, difficult conversations with certain people, loved ones and others, about our truth, about how we can reconcile this new perspective that is being gained about self, and just this awareness of like, you know what, I haven't been really fully honoring myself, and maybe I've been moody too, like whatever it is. For everybody's got their own story, right? But it's like getting out away from that story and finding a common ground. There are some people who truly do have deeper realizations. This awakening is no joke. When you go through a spiritual awakening, all of a sudden you're like, you're humbled, and there's a lot of, you're just humbled. It's just like, whoa. I remember going on my apology tour to everybody that I thought I was victimized by. And I'm like, shit, I'm not the victim here. I need to apologize to some people. And that was big. What do we got going here? We got, okay. We're just being prepped. Nothing is done to us, being done for us. Absolutely, yes. Beautiful, powerful, uplifting energies here. Thank you, Paige. It is extremely humbling. Extremely humbling. Because the only person that we have to prove to is ourselves. I mean, that's the other thing. I keep getting messages of like, you don't got to prove yourself to nobody. Do you trust yourself? Do you understand yourself? Know thyself. That will get you so far in life. Everything else will fall into place. When we're not trusting ourselves, when we like go into a situation and we're not so sure about ourselves or the situation, well, you're just giving permission for the universe to put on a whole circus show for you. Truly, honestly. It can go the other way too, when you're too much in the ego and like, I know I'm right. Okay, you will be challenged on that too. You know, we're always going to be challenged when we're not in our true authenticity, when we are not allowing, when we are trying to control too much, when we're not just going with the flow of like, all right, life, show me what I need to see. I mean, that's how I start my day every day. I'm like, show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Have fun with me, but be kind and like romance me, life. Show me some stuff. And I have some cool experiences every single day. When I start my day off with that, I'm engaging with life in a just the full mentality, happy-go-lucky. You know, it's taken a lot to get to this place. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't always been this way. But I will tell you, when you strip away all the other bullshit, I don't have anything to judge. I don't have anything to prove, and nothing shocks me. Nothing shocks me anymore. Nothing. I have lost everything and I've gained it all back. Life has shown me how much power we truly have within ourselves. It's all energetic. It's all energetic. It's a big show. And we are the directors. We are the screenwriters. We are like, if we feel like we're at the mercy of life and we're at the mercy of God and the mercy of the universe, well, damn, you're going to be. Trust me, you will. Let's see. Slowing down, being in each moment. There's so much magic out there and inside. Yes, I did that. Blame, then forgiveness. Switch back to people that hurt me and my prematurely forget. Yeah, premature forgiveness is that will really cause some confusion. And then that's the ego. It's like, I forgave, but then you really didn't, because you're like, I forgave them. What's wrong with them? I forgave them. You know? Hi, Ray. All right, next message. 7 of Pentacles, the moon. Now we got some energy flowing. Okay. Anything else here? This is a nice message. Nice. All right. Okay. So, once we do get out of our own way mentally, out of like the you know, the mind runs the show, right? And when we get out of our way and we come to a calmer state of mind, where we're more fluid and open-minded and just like, you know what? I don't know anything. Life, just show me, right? Just show me. With Chariot below that, we got more Chariot actions here. that which we have, those seeds that we've planted, it's not like they, you know, maybe some of them didn't germinate. Maybe some of them didn't even, maybe some of them started to decay, but we continue to plant seeds of desire, when, especially when our desires aren't met, when we don't get what we want. We're putting more out there. Yeah, this is what I want. But at the same time, when we're looking to see it's not here yet, we're blocking it, right? So we got to get out of our own way and stop perceiving what's happening. Be very present of like, all right, thanks universe. Yeah, I did put that order out there quite some time ago, and I'm going to be patient. I know you got a lot on your plate. I mean, I'm just joking here, but those seeds that we planted, and this could be a long time ago for some, it is harvest time. We've tended to these wishes and desires. We have maybe followed the breadcrumb trail that the universe puts down for us to the next step, the next step, the next step to get there. And some of those next steps are just attitude adjustments. A lot of the next steps are attitude adjustments. We can't see this yet. It's still in the mysterious, etheric realms of the unknown. But it is definitely important to cultivate the emotions of having what it is that we desire already. Because whatever we desire, once we get there or we receive what we've desired, trust me when I say it does not take very long before you're going to have another desire. That this is the human condition. We're always looking for the next thing. Now, if you're thinking that what it is that you desire is going to bring you happiness, you are also mistaken. The happiness comes from within. Yeah, you might be happy. Yeah, I did it. I manifested it. This is and excited and grateful. But to have true, authentic, genuine happiness, that comes from within, knowing yourself, healing those old wounds that constantly will come up and become inflamed and cause pain and infliction and all of this other stuff. This is also saying that some people are going to be really happy very soon. It hasn't showed itself yet, but we truly can feel something coming, something shifting. Whatever it is, it's preparing us for the next leg of the next 6 signs of the zodiac. It's preparing us for the next stretch, let's say. So that's a specific message for a bunch of us. We're talking food. Growing food. Oh, growing our own food is a brilliant idea. For sure. I didn't read all of that. Sorry. When I'm reading cards, I'm just in the cards. But I'm glad that you guys are all talking amongst yourself. And definitely that kind of stuff is important because, we all know, well, maybe we don't all know, but I'm sure many know that there's a lot of toxins. It's like they're trying to poison us out there. We're getting smarter with what we're working with here. But at the same time, be mindful of just be discerning in what you consume, what you eat, what you purchase, what you do with your body, because it's important. I think through Virgo season, many of us have definitely beefed that up and learned some things here. Next message for us all. I'm going to do this one last message through tarot, and then we're going to pull a couple oracle cards and call it a wrap. I could have went and did the 4 elements, but you know what? It seems like we're doing 1, 2. Well, let's just do 4 separate readings. Take what resonates for you. Instead of like boxing it all in and labeling it all in. Yeah, I like that. You guys know me, I am not one to box and label things up because everything is fluid and we're all mixed up. We're like one big giant stew. And yes, each of us have very specific qualities to us that are unique and stand out, but still doesn't mean we don't have other stuff, other pieces and parts. We have it all. This is a very unique experience here. All right. 8 of Wands, Prince of Cups, 9 of Cups, Ace of Cups. Ooh. For some of you, definitely something's coming in fast, incoming communication. Somebody, this is that Mars energy. All right, I got the courage. I'm going to do it. I got to say it. I got to do it. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling like whatever it is I need to say, it's coming from the heart. It's coming from not just desire. It's coming from deep love, cherishing, value. This is important to me in my heart. Ace of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Justice. So this has to do with relationships. For some of you, someone's coming in or you're going out. You're like, all right, I need to make amends. We need to make this right. We need to balance this out. This is important. This is important. I got something I got to get off my chest. I love you. I care about you. I want to fix this. I want to give. I want to give to this situation. I want to give to this relationship. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I've been feeling that one a lot too. All right, last message from the tarot. What do we want to use here? We're going to go with the Mythic Tarot. So for, any of you who missed the beginning, the astrology part, that last message is very strong in the energy this weekend about, relationships and having those difficult, hard conversations. But really, the heart is speaking and it's powerful. It's time to stop the childish games. Like, life is short and I love you and I don't want to be feeling like this distance from you. I miss you, I love you kind of energy. Those hard conversations. I was wrong. That's a hard one for people to say, right? I misunderstood. I didn't have the right perception. Whatever it is. All right. Last tarot message. And then I'll pull a couple oracle cards for us all. The Hierophant. Knight of Wands. Definitely some new wisdom and growth and understanding here. Learning, lessons being learned. Throwing out old belief systems, throwing out the traditions. Oh, yeah. Could be religious, could be just certain things that just don't make sense anymore. And Knight of Wands is dealing with those inner demons. 7 of Cups. Knight of Cups. Page of Cups. Wow, a lot of emotion going on in the field right now. Hello, Chaylee. Nice to see you. Welcome. The Hierophant, the Knight of Wands. This is somebody really overcoming themselves, their ego, the things that obstacles that they've faced head on finally, and are really learning a lot of lessons about what about choices and decisions that they've made, specifically choices and decisions on based off of, it could be other people's opinions, this could be gossip, this could be things like that, and really coming to the truth of a situation, and wanting to start fresh and new. Page of Cups. This is like, I want to share something with you, and I'm new at this. I'm new at being this raw and open and honest and real about my feelings, but it's really important to me that I do. Seven of Pentacles is yeah. I have something that I can offer you, and you have something that I have something that you need, and you have something that I need. This could be masculine, feminine energies within that brings that confluence between two people. Really nice, beautiful, fluid energetic exchange here. All right. I'm going to let you guys keep chatting. I hope that you don't mind. The chat's this big on my phone. It's hard for me to see. So make it big and bold if I need to see it. Let's, what do we want to pull? Starseed Oracle's calling to me. All right, let's get some messages from some Oracle to wrap this up. Equinox energy, message for us all, please. I'm feeling the good vibes. I'm feeling a lot of more people coming together, supportive energies, less judgmental, less tense. Life is short. If you love someone, let them know. If you care, even if you're like, I really like you. These are those hard things. People that are shy, it's like, I really like this person, but I just don't know if they're gonna look at me like, all right, weirdo, go away. Like, that's those Chiron wounds that we have, like as children even, where like you just innocently be like, I want to be your friend, and the other person's like, oh, standoffish. Those are the wounds we need to take care of and deal with. Why is it so hard to engage with each other? Hello, Becky. You're at work. Oh, I love this one. Empathic starseed. Energetic sovereignty. Absorbing what's not yours. Great topic, because we all do this. We absorb each other's energies, and sometimes we absorb someone else's energy that is not ours, and sometimes we don't know that, and we can actually bring it home, and we're like, why? I was in a great mood when I woke up this morning, and now I just want to beat my head against the wall. Let's read it from the book. That energetic hygiene is so important. Meaning, we don't want to be boundaries and walls up, but we do want to know what's ours and what's not. What's not ours. Here we go. Empathetic starseed. Empathetic starseeds are here to shift the world through their physical presence alone. Ha! Martin, weren't we just talking about that one? Oh, I did open up about my feelings after dating for 10 months, and it was received with hardcore rejection. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that sucks when that happens. I wonder, before I read this, I have to answer that one because you weren't here in the beginning. Were you born between, do you have Chiron and Aries, are you aware of? Are you between the age of 47 and 54-ish? Because if so, that's definitely a Chiron and Aries situation. It could be many other astrological placements too, but if so, don't let it bother you. All right, I'm going to keep reading this message from the book. For some reason, it just told me to look up. Okay. Yes. Empathetic starseeds are here to shift the world through their physical presence alone. They don't need to do anything beyond being here, thanks to the energetic charge their physical presence causes. Due to their highly sensitive nature, empathetic starseeds can struggle with being on Earth and in a physical body. Many are prone to addiction and depression, or tend to mistake other people's feelings and moods for their own. Natural introverts, they tend to prefer spending time alone or in small groups. Crowds can be overwhelming for them. If this card appears, consider lightening the load energetically. Don't put yourself under such pressure to go out into the world. Be gentle with yourself. Allow extra time and care to recover energetically. If you're feeling pressured to keep up a certain pace, instead, put on the brakes and treat yourself like a precious baby. Do whatever you can to take the pressures of the world off your plate. Switch off to switch back on. In today's world, it's normal to feel that we should be doing more, but perhaps being present in our own life is enough. This could be a phase you're going through, or simply how you're being called to live your life. If your work involves giving to others, right now you're being called to keep something for yourself. You don't need to transmute it all. It's okay to look after your own growth and healing before feeling you should offer it to the world. Instead, it's necessary if you want to continue to do so sustainably. And that's important to know. A lot of empathetic starseeds, empaths, that see other people putting themselves out into the world doing great things, but it's like, I can't even go to the mall without your energy alone here on the planet is enough. You're doing more work than you realize. Not everybody is as sensitive as you are. Chiron in your ninth. Aha. Several very difficult transits happening currently. Yeah, transiting Uranus and Jupiter actually just came into conjuncting my Chiron and opposing my Mars and Saturn. Check the house, that's it. Okay, good. Discuss amongst yourself, because these things are coming up. And definitely we've got Mars in Libra at the South Node. So we are definitely going through some of that old stuff. Like, yeah, not fun, but we'll get through it. Because I really feel this equinox. I didn't feel it so much in the solstice. The solstice was very different for me. I had a lot of physical experiences through the solstice energy. Definitely had great experiences, but I didn't feel this I don't know. I can just feel things really trying to balance out, and we're kind of like this, like sort of tipping, and it's like, going back and forth. But we will eventually be, ushered into some newer energy here. Let's get some other messages for us. What do we want to read from? Ooh, I haven't read from this deck in a while. Oracle of the Seven Energies. Messages for us all. I love to see all this chat too. I'm going to have to get a laptop or something where I can see the chat bigger because it's like this small for me. And honestly, I don't know how many of you, this could just be a me thing, but this week alone, especially yesterday, we've gotten a lot of energy coming in from the sun. I mean, a lot. My eyesight would go in and out of focus so much that I couldn't even see with glasses on. It was really hard. And last night, by 7 o'clock, I don't know what time it is now, by 7 o'clock, I was in bed, like I could barely keep my eyes open. It was like energy just sucked the life out of me. I had nothing happen. Like I was able to function most of the day, but man, did I hit a wall, and I'm like, I can't see, I can't do anything. Messages for us all. You've had the waves of blurry unfocused too. I mean, I definitely have gone through waves of that before. It would just seem so significant for me yesterday. And yesterday was the day I woke up and had my cat attack me, and like I had all these messages come through. And you know what, I was realizing that I had all this other stuff that I had to do or needed to do and work and this and that, and just with the incoming messages I was receiving, I was like, I'll write it down. I was trying to do too much and process energy and messages, and by like 7 o'clock my body was like, you are done. You are so done. So I'm thankful that today was much clearer for me. Oh my, all right. We have endless possibilities. And this is a good attitude to have, that I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, and my one niece, I mean, they're all magical, but she's 11, and she just seems so extra special magical, and she just really loves the fact that I read tarot and all of this. She's like, my Aunt Paige has a YouTube channel. She's like so proud of me, right? But she's amazing. She's a dancer and singer and all that. But when she was, it was a couple years ago, so she might have been 8 or 9. She channels stuff too. She's super psychic, but she's just like, Aunt Paige, anything is possible. Like there's things that she says that is just like coming from this little girl, and she already knows. She's like, anything's possible. It's just, I didn't even like say anything. It was like she was reading my mind. She was reading my mind. I'm like, oh, thank you. Here we go. Another flare. I'm getting them nonstop now. Just got another notification. M class flare. We were almost at X class flare by the end of day where I was at. Yeah, my niece Ella, she's so precious. You had stuff with your vision the last 2 days too. Yeah, I really feel like it's the when the solar activity gets really strong, I start to really feel it. I don't really get a whole lot from planetary, like physical experiences from planetary. I mean, some, but not to the degree of like what these solar flares are doing. Really, like I can feel like the ins and outs, and I can see it with my eyesight too. I feel like that's what, yeah, and the headaches. Oh my gosh. Not only headaches, but like a lot of crown activity in general. Especially when I lay down at night, I'll get a lot of messages, but I can feel like my scalp like throbbing, and sometimes it'll feel tingly and hot. It's like there's a lot of incoming energies. And I've been talking about this too for the last week or two. The bottoms of my feet's just vibrating and tingling, and you know, that's like definitely a lot of things happening. All right, let's read Endless Possibilities. Look at the world through the lens of your life experiences, personality, and conditioning. That filter determines whether you believe in an abundant universe of endless possibilities or varying degrees of limitation and finite range of options. When your expectations, unconscious or otherwise, are based on lack, it's difficult to see what is truly available to you. Today, ask yourself what you believe. Are there limitless potential outcomes to align your energy with? Do you know intuitively that there is more to life than meets the eye? And are you willing to act on that knowledge? As you believe, so will it be for you, as your energy will attract its match in the outer world. Conditions meet expectations. Either your world remains the way it is, in various forms, yet essentially unchanging, or you become more. Everything shifts as you open yourself up to a greater version of you and a more meaningful life, discovering opportunities that better reflect your true self. This is the nature of your dynamic relationship with the divine. Today, stand with open arms, knowing that you are stepping into beauty, into experiences that are potent and transformative. You are walking past the line that you and others drew long ago, leaping over what was and towards what will be. You are more than you were. Now, what is it that you want? The treasure is yours. You just need to believe it. Yes, perception is everything. And this is the important thing to remember. It's nice to have mantras and a positive, saying positivity and positive outlook. But if internally you're like, but, but it's not happening, like if there's something else inside internally that isn't fully healed and released, if you're not really like truly excited about like, oh my gosh, what's the next thing that's I'm gonna create, what, like if you're not really fully all in and believing it, there's something holding that back. That energy, it's like you might get glimpses. You might get a little like bleep, 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 and you get excited, but then there's something inside that's like, yeah, but it's not fully ever going to happen. Like there's like two parts of the self, the devil and the angel on the shoulder. It's like the angel's like, here he comes. The devil's like, yeah, but it's going to go away. Those kinds of things. That is how we really like stop energy, stop things from changing. Perception is everything. Just another 72,000 years to go. Make the best of it. Yeah. The other important thing, the thing that helps me is being really present, being really present with the day, with what's going through. I mean, the human condition, it's very hard to be present all the time, especially with all of the technology and the distractions and all the things that we have. But for the most part, like I don't like if something there's always something that's trying to get my attention if I'm not present, including my cat. And then I'm like, oh, okay, snap out of it, because we can get like hypnotized into things. We can get hypnotized into our phones. We can get hypnotized into our daydreams. We can get hypnotized into any kind of thing, good, bad, like, however you label or describe it. Carpe diem. So, I see good things. I feel good things. I see good things. And yes, I'm not naive. I do see how the whole entire world stage is playing out, because there are multiple people creating all kinds of things. But I want to stay in my lane and create what it is that I feel is not only going to be beneficial and positive for me and my loved ones, but for anybody that comes into my vibrational field and anybody that comes into my life. Want to keep riding on that wave, because um, that seems to be what's been working for me, and that's what feels good. That's for damn sure. So, I think that is all I have for tonight. It's nice to know you're an observer too. You watch Ben. From Suspicious Observers. Yes, I do. I do. Took me a minute to think. I don't always watch, but I do have the app. I just getting the notifications. I was on a kick where every morning I would listen to his report, and I do appreciate. Oh my gosh, what a bucket of knowledge that man is, for sure. Yep, Ben Davidson. Yep. Well, thank you everybody for joining and tuning in and spending this Friday evening or morning or wherever it is. Where are all you? Where's everybody from here before we go? I'm just curious just to see what parts of the world we're all from. I'm in not Northeast Pennsylvania, Southeast Pennsylvania. Thank you, Page of Cups. Thank you. Utah. Okay. And am I saying your name right? Is it Chali? Oregon. Hello, Haley. Southern California, near Riverside. It is Shaylee. Okay, thank you. Karen from Australia. Welcome. Oh, it's so nice to see you. We have a little bit of everyone from around. You're in Oregon for 15 years. Wexford, Ireland is from Martin. Martin's from Ireland. That's so awesome. I know. It is a cool grid. I love that. I would love to see, I would love to actually map that out in my brain to see if it actually made some kind of pattern. That would be cool, huh? Well, thank you all for joining in and engaging and becoming part of this whole mix. It's really, really cool. I'm ready to leave this country. Really. I had you're a transplant from Cape Town. I would love to visit Cape Town, actually. That definitely has always been one of my wishes. Definitely, I love to travel and I love to see different parts of the world, and I look forward to doing more of that for sure. But wherever life keeps me and brings me and takes me, I'm going to appreciate it. But I know that as long as I'm surrounded by nature, I'm good. We've got the Pluto return going on, so it's definitely going to be interesting for sure. Before I moved into this house that I live in now, I was on the fence of moving to Costa Rica. That seemed to be the location where a lot of other people were heading, and that was right before the COVID lockdowns. And once that happened, I made the choice to stay here in America where my family was, because I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, I think I need to stay close to family. A little place on the peninsula called Glencairn. Beautiful. Well, I would love to visit. I've had the chance to visit Ireland a couple times. Each time I was in London, because I know it's a really short flight. And maybe I will again, because my brother travels there a lot. So a lot of times when I go out of the country, last time I went to France, I went the only thing I had to pay for was the plane ticket, because my brother does a lot of work and he has places to stay. And so it's always nice to have connections like that, you know? That's how I get a lot of my opportunities. But anyway, thank you guys all for joining me, for being a part of this whole collective group that we've got going on here. And this felt really good, really, really good. So I enjoy doing these lives, and I look forward to doing more and more. And you guys all have a great rest of your evening or day or whatever it is where you are, and let's see what happens with this equinox energy. Let's see what great changes we can all bring into our lives and into the collective lives of us all. So much love to you all. Have a great, like I said, great night, great day, all of that. It's been lovely. Take care. Bye.